And we return to bag number 3, part 9 of me going through my DVD collection. And this is the second half of bag number 2, or bag number 3. We ended at... Oh, microphone fell. What did we end at? We ended at... I think we ended at... The Edge? Yeah, we did. We ended at The Edge. So I'm going to pull this in, just so it's less for me to lean over. There's a copy of Bulletproof, starring Damon Wayans and Adam Sandler. It's a good film. I quite like that movie. So, here we go. We're going to go through these. This probably isn't going to be as long as the last video. The last video was 73 minutes long. I'll try and get through these as quick as possible, but you know me, I like to ramble. So, here we go. I'm going to remove this DVD case, because it's in the way. There's a 2-disc case. Right, so the first one we've got is Jackie Chan in The Protector. It's written and directed by... Who's it written by? Yeah, written and directed by James Glickenhaus, who did a lot of sort of independent action films in the 1980s, including a film called Blue Jean Cop, aka Shoot Down, starring Peter Weller and... I was going to say Sam Shepard, it's not. It's Sam Elliott, which is a really good movie. Really good movie. I've got it on DVD somewhere, but in the UK it's known as Blue Jean Cop. But James Glickenhaus directed this. He also directed a film called McBain, I believe it is, with Christopher Walken. Another really good 80s action film that kind of goes under the radar when people really think about like action films in the 80s. But yeah, The Protector's really good. Good stunt work by Jackie Chan. Produced by... Who is it? Who? Raymond Chow and Leonard Ho of the Hong Kong film cinema thing. This is released by Cine Asia. The Hong Kong Legends thing. Hong Kong Legends was a great label back in the late 90s, early 2000s. They put out so many good Hong Kong action films. I had quite a lot of them myself. I can't remember where we were now. Let me find... Right, so there is The Edge. I might have to put the DVD case back in just to separate it all out so I know where we are. So, we did The Protector. Now, then we've got Krull. Love Krull. I've got 2 versions of it on Blu-ray. I've got the one from the Premium Collection, and I've got the Mill Creek Region A release, I think it is. The reason I kept the Mill Creek release when I bought the Premium Collection is that the Premium Collection edition is not in the correct aspect ratio, whereas the Mill Creek release is. But this is the DVD. Krull, great movie. Love 80s sci-fi fantasy. Then we have The Mist, Region 1 DVD of The Mist. I absolutely love The Mist. It's one of my favourite Stephen King adaptations. I've got the Blu-ray as well. I highly recommend watching The Mist in black and white as well, because it gives a weird sort of 1950s sci-fi vibe to it. But yeah, based on the novella by Stephen King, written and directed by Frank Darabont, pre The Walking Dead. There's a lot of cast members in this ended up in The Walking Dead, like Laurie Holden was in this. She played Andrea, and what's his name? Jeffrey DeMunn was in it as well. He played Dale in the first series of The Walking Dead. Then we have To Live and Die in LA. Incredible film by William Friedkin. Just so good. Score by Wang Chun, I believe. Well, music by Wang Chun. Based on the novel by Gerald Petrovich. It's got William Peterson, Willem Dafoe, John Pankow, Darlene Fewer. Oh, sorry, Deborah Fewer, John Turturro, Darlene Flugel. That's what I was getting confused with. And Dean Stockwell. Great movie. Have this on Blu-ray as well from Arrow, I believe it is. Invasion, starring Luke Perry, Kim Cattrall, and Rebecca Gayheart. This was a television miniseries, I believe it was, because it runs for 175 minutes. It's a miniseries. I think it ran in 3 parts, based on the book by Robin Cook. It's actually not so bad. It's directed by Armand Mastroianni. I don't know that name. Teleplay by Rockner S. O'Bannon, who had a hand in Prison Break. I wouldn't mind watching that again. There was another one as well that came out called The Last Days of Planet Earth, which had Gil Bellows in it, which was pretty good. Metropolis. It's Metropolis. Metropolis is amazing. Filmed by Fritz Lang. It's way ahead of its time. When was it made? 1929 or 1927? Just like an incredible looking film. I wonder if, I'm not sure, but I think, no, it doesn't. I thought it might have had the rescored version, which had music by what's his name, the one who did the music for Blade Runner and Miami Vice. My brain's gone, completely gone now. Oh, no, was it Jan Hammer that did the music for Blade Runner? No, he did the music, the intro music for Miami Vice. Oh, shit. Who did the music for Blade Runner? Oh, I can't remember now. Then we've got Hardware, Special Edition. This is the Richard Stanley film. This is the one I was talking about when I pulled out Dust Devil. This is a really cool sort of post-apocalyptic sci-fi tech thriller, like robot thriller, and leans a little bit towards the Terminator end, but it's still very, very good. It's got Dylan McDermott, Stacey Travis, John Lynch, William Hootkins, and Iggy Pop. Great film. I did have a Blu-ray of that, but the picture quality was shocking. Then we have Splinter. Splinter is a massively underrated horror movie. I remember when this came out and I watched it for the first time and I fucking loved it. Great cast in it with Shea Wiggum, Paolo Costanzo and Jill Wagner. It's sort of like an alien invasion movie set in a gas station in the middle of nowhere. Really, really, really effective horror movie. Definitely worth checking out, Splinter. What else have we got? Bless the Child with Kim Basinger, Jimmy Smits, Rufus Sewell and Christina Ricci. Can't remember anything about this movie, so I can't really talk about it. It's released by Icon and Warner Brothers. It's directed by Chuck Russell as well. What else have we got? Henry Fonda and Vera Miles in Alfred Hitchcock's The Wrong Man. This is probably one of the only Alfred Hitchcock films I've never seen. Even though I've had it for a very, very long time, I've never seen it. I'll have to rectify that at some point. What have we got then? So then we have John Woo's Heroes Shed No Tears, which I think came before or after. When was this made? It's saying 1993, but I don't think it was. Because I think this was made before, or maybe it was made in 1993 after Hard Boiled. Not sure. I thought this was made before A Better Tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check on that. But this is a really good, like, John Woo style Vietnam movie. It's really good. Some good action sequences in that. But it's a John Woo film, so what do you expect? Well, you'd expect good action sequences, but apparently his latest films haven't had them. The Bay from Barry Levinson. When this came out, I saw the name Barry Levinson, and I was like, Barry Levinson? The director of Diner and Bandits and many other films has done this sort of found footage horror movie. And then I watched it twice. And it creeped me the hell out. Because this film, if you're going to direct, if like a big name filmmaker like Barry Levinson is going to direct a found footage horror film, it's going to be something special. And holy crap, I think a lot of people slept on this film. Because this film is creepy as shit. It's all about parasites and it's just grim. Really, really, really good. It's shot documentary style, but using sort of like CCTV footage and news camera footage. It's really interesting. Then we have The Killer Shrews. This is a very cheap movie. It was directed by Ray Kellogg and produced by Ken Curtis. Cinematography by Wilfred M. Klein. It's a fun little low budget 60s, is it the 60s? I think it's 60s monster movie. But the picture quality on the DVD is absolutely atrocious. Because there's no master on it or anything. I think it's because it's public domain. Then we have The Giant Gila Monster. This one was directed by Ray Kellogg and also produced by Ken Curtis. Again, cinematography by Wilfred M. Klein. I don't think I've watched this one yet. I think it was because the picture quality on The Killer Shrews kind of threw me off. And then we have The Giant Leeches, or Attack of the Giant Leeches, starring Ken Clark, Yvette Vickers, and Jan Shepard and Michael Emmett. Again, this... Oh, actually, no. No, so the Giant Gila Monster and the Killer Shrews were directed by Ray Kellogg and produced by Ken Curtis, whereas The Killer Shrews was directed by Bernard L. Kowalski, but produced by Gene and Roger Corman. Again, the Giant Leeches is actually a fun little monster movie, but again, the picture quality is absolutely shocking because they've done no restoration at all to this thing. But I bought it in a box set of the three, which was this and the other two films I just showed. And yeah, they're virtually unwatchable because of how low quality the transfer or the port from, I'm guessing, old negatives or dupe negative to a digital format just doesn't work. Then we have The 7-Up's amazing cop film, sort of like a spiritual successor to, well, not successor, a spiritual sequel to The French Connection, as it was directed by the producer of The French Connection. What was the name of the guy? Philip D'Antonio, or Antoni. This has an incredible car chase in it. I have this on Blu-ray. I can actually see it. It's poking out. Literally, if you can see the white box where my finger is, that is the 7-Ups. Then we have The Great Muppet Caper. I love the Muppets. The Big Blue version along from Luc Besson. This stars Rosanna Arquette, Jean-Marc Barr and Jean Reno. Good film. It's long. I think it kind of got lost because it came out in 1988, which was the same year I think The Abyss came out. And even though I think The Abyss was a bit of a failure at the time when it came out, I'm not sure. But The Big Blue is really good. Not as good as The Abyss, but it's still good. We have Prison on Fire. Cool 80s Hong Kong action film from Ringo Lam. Stars Chow Yun-fat, Tony Leung, Car Fai. Yeah, it's pretty good. Directed by Ringo Lam. City on Fire, however, the next one, is the better of the two On Fire films. City on Fire is fucking amazing. City on Fire is so good. massively inspired Reservoir Dogs to the point where it feels like Reservoir Dogs is a sort of proto remake of City on Fire. Great movie. I've watched this film countless times. Chow Yun-fat, Danny Lee, Sun Ye, Roy Chung, Carrie Ng. It's amazing. Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, you tart. Oi, oi, oi. Guy Ritchie's first film. I like it, but I'm a Snatch guy. Night of the Creeps, Region 1 DVD Director's Cut. I think this has the alternative ending on it as well. Original theatrical ending. Sorry, there was something reflecting in my glasses, and I realised it was the TV that's on behind me. I've actually got Friends on in the background. Night of the Creeps, love Night of the Creeps. I've got the region. Did I have the region A or American? I think I have the American Blu-ray, as well as the Eureka Blu-ray. I swear I have it. I can't remember though. I might have sold it when I bought the Eureka, but I love Night of the Creeps. Yeah, awesome film. Directed by Fred Decker. Wreck. Cool zombie film from Spain. Directed by Juan Balaguero and Paco Plaza. I like this one. I quite like the second one as well. I haven't seen the third one, and I've heard the fourth one is not great either. Mr. Deeds. I love Adam Sandler movies. The non Netflix Adam Sandler films I love. So the stuff like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, Mr. Deeds, 50 First Dates, The Wedding Singer, like Bulletproof. What else was there? He did Click. I can watch those, like Big Daddy. I can watch those films over and over again, and I love Mr. Deeds because Mr. Deeds, while being a remake of a classic, I think it's a Frank Capra film, Mr. Deeds Goes to Washington with Jimmy Stewart. While being a remake of that, this is such a silly film, and there's nothing offensive in it at all when you really think about it. And again, it's another film that gets quoted daily in my house. But I love Mr. Deeds. Land of the Dead, Director's Cut. George Romero's belated follow-up to the Day of the Dead. I think this is a cracking movie. Absolutely adore Land of the Dead. The films that came after, Diary of the Dead and Survival of the Dead, I'm not massively sold on as movies. I know that you kind of need to watch Survival of the Dead if you've seen, well, you sort of don't, but you do at the same time, because the main character in Survival of the Dead shows up in Diary of the Dead. So Diary of the Dead and Survival are direct sequels, whereas Land of the Dead is sort of a direct sequel to Day of the Dead. But yeah, it's really cool. Good cast in it as well. Then we have Blood In, Blood Out, the Chicano gangster film starring... who is in it? Sorry. Jesse Borrego, Benjamin Bratt, Enrico Castillo, and Damien Chapa. Damien Chapa has literally tried to live off this film for many years. I have nothing against the guy, but I've seen some of the films that he's tried to put out self-financed, and they don't seem to be of the highest quality, and they do seem to look a bit like well, they're very low budget, like Chicano gangster movies. But this is a great film. This is a really good film, directed by Taylor Hackford. Who did the music for this? I can't find. Oh, Bill Conti. Yes, Bill Conti of Rocky fame. Written by Jimmy Santiago Baca and Jeremy Lacone and Floyd Mutrux. Yeah, good film. 173 minutes long, that one. Bit of a lengthy boy. Then we have Abel Ferrara's great King of New York, cracking gangster film with Christopher Walken, Lawrence Fishburne, and David Caruso. There is a small role for Wesley Snipes in this, as I think he's David Caruso's partner, but Christopher Walken plays a gangster by the name of Frank White, and it's great movie. This has been released I think 3 times by Arrow Video so far on Blu-ray and 4K. So there we go, that's that lot, and we're moving on. Then we have The Gorgon, another great British horror classic from Columbia Pictures and Hammer Film. It's got Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Richard Pascoe, Michael Goodlife, and Barbara Shelley. Directed by Terence Fisher, as per usual. Yep, The Gorgon, great movie. Oh, classic film noir now. The Maltese Falcon. Humphrey Bogart, Mary Astor. This is a awesome film. Have I got the, is it the Maltese Falcon I've got? No, it's The Big Sleep. I was reading The Big Sleep, which is a great book as well. This is directed by John Huston. Is it Raymond Chandler? I think it's Raymond Chandler. No, it's Dashiell Hammett, sorry. The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett. The reason I get confused is because Humphrey Bogart did a lot of these... well, I say a lot. He didn't. Like, his most famous movies are films that are based on sort of like pulp detective novels of the 1930s. Like the Dashiell Hammett stuff, the... what do you call them? Raymond Chandler stuff. And, yeah, the Maltese Falcon is great. I also have Key Largo and... I think I've got The Big Sleep. I'm not sure. Can't remember. But that is a classic movie, that one. Then we have I Fought the Law, starring Kiefer Sutherland, Anthony LaPaglia, and Radha Mitchell. This is actually pretty good. Kiefer Sutherland stars as an ex-cop forced into to make some money by owning a horse with Anthony LaPaglia, and yeah, it all goes tits up. Who's directed? Mark Malone directed. It's written and directed by Mark Malone, but it's from tense thriller in the tradition of Ronin and Copland. This is a low-budget DVD. The film is relatively low budget. I mean, it's got a decent cast in it. Obviously, Kiefer Sutherland is really good. I can't remember what year this was made. It says 2007, but that was the year it was released. I think this is just before 24. I'm not sure, maybe 99, 2000, because I think 24 started in 2001. Then we have Cry of the Banshee. Vincent Price, an Edgar Allan Poe film. Is this a... No, it's not. It's an AIP film. It's an American International Picture. But it's not produced by Roger Corman, but it's directed by Gordon Hessler. It's a very good, creepy, sort of Edgar Allan Poe tale. Really good. And bring these forward because... shit, I'm squashing stuff. Ah! It's fallen, man, it's fallen. Right, we haven't got many more to go now. Then we have The Last Don Part 2. I also have Part 1. This was a massive... How long is this? It's 178 minutes. So there was a mini-series. This is based on Mario Puzo's The Last Don, which traces a mafia family, a lot like The Godfather did. But there's a great cast in this. Jason Gedrick, Kirstie Alley, Joe Mantegna, Danny Aiello, Patsy Kensit. It's about... So it was 178 minutes. It's just over 3 hours. So I think it's about 6 hour long miniseries when you factor in Part 1 and Part 2. This is Part 2. This is really good. It's been a long time since I watched it though. K-Pax with Kevin Spacey and Jeff Bridges. I quite like this film. It's pretty good. Not many people really talk about K-Pax anymore, but good role for both Kevin Spacey and Jeff Bridges. Then we have, you can't really read this, but it's Django Strikes Again, starring Franco Nero. I can't remember anything about this movie. I remember Django, the first one, which is great. But I think this was like 1987, maybe this was made, or early 90s. This is another one of those Korean DVDs. As you can see, it's got the Korean kind of writing on the back. What are we? I, Monster. Another Amicus film. Christopher Lee in Amicus. This was directed by Stephen Weeks. Screenplay by Milton Subotsky. Starring Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, Mike Raven, Susan Jameson. Yeah, it's been, again, a lot of these films are films I haven't watched in a very long time, so I can't really remember a huge amount about them. But yeah, this is the I, Monster. Then we have Patrick, which just recently got released on Blu-ray over here, I think. By... who released it on Blu-ray? Powerhouse, I think. This is a pretty decent like 70s Ozploitation horror film. This is a oh, it is 16.9. Oh, it is 16 by 9 anamorphic Dolby Digital 2.0, which is weird for Screen Entertainment because this is from the Hard Gore collection. These are back in the early 2000s. Hard Gore released a lot of low budget crap horror movies, but they also had a couple of gems like Strange Behavior and Patrick, and there were a few others in there as well. But yeah, Patrick's pretty good. I can't remember who directed this. It might be Everett DeRoche, I'm not sure. I know it's written by him. Then we have The Changeling. Oh, great movie, absolutely cracking horror movie from Peter Medak. George C. Scott's in this. I did have a Blu-ray of this sent to me by Second Sight. It was a check disc. It was a review disc. It wasn't like the full release that they put out before they put the 4K out. But yeah, I watched it for the first time when I did the review, and oh, it creeped the shit out of me. This one did. George C. Scott's great in that as well. Night of the Eagle, another great black and white British occult thriller with Peter Wingard, Janet Blair, Margaret Johnston. This is a creepy ass movie. Based on the novel Conjure Wife by Fritz Lieber, and both perfectly captures the overriding paranoia of the era. Who directed it? I can't actually find out who directed it because my eyesight's terrible. Sydney something. I can't read the back. But this is really, really good. Cinematography in this is phenomenal, by the way. Black and white cinematography is phenomenal. Another Hong Kong Legends film, The Black Sheep Affair. It's alright. Decent action movie. Starring Chu Man Chuk Shu Ki from The Transporter and many other Hong Kong movies. Andrew Lin and Ken Wong, directed by Alan Lam. It's been a long time. And then we've got Audrey Rose, starring Marsha Mason and Anthony Hopkins. I don't know anything. I don't think I've ever watched it. I've had this for a very long time, but I don't think I've ever watched it. Is it any good? If you've seen Audrey Rose, is it any good? Anzio, World War II movie starring Robert Mitchum, Peter Falk and Arthur Kennedy. Good film, good World War II movie. One of the shorter ones at 153 minutes. Directed by Edward Dmytryk. Who else is in this? It's got Peter Falk, Earl Holliman, Robert Mitchum, Mark Damon, Rennie Santoni, Thomas Hunter, Anthony Steele, Wade Preston, Giancarlo Gianni, Elsa Albani with Arthur Kennedy. Produced by Dino De Laurentiis. Yeah, good movie. Another Adam Sandler classic, The Waterboy, where he plays Bobby Boucher. Taste the Blood of Dracula, Hammer Film Production, starring Christopher Lee, Linda Hayden, Anthony Corlin, Jeffrey Keane, John Carson, and Peter Sallis from Last of the Summer Wine. Or the voice of Wallace from Wallace and Gromit, directed by Peter Sasdy. Good film. Just like I said in the last video, just Christopher Lee as Dracula is just peak. It's just, you will never beat it. Blazing Saddles. Again, love Blazing Saddles. Absolutely bonkers movie. I don't know which one came first. 74 this came out. Which one was made first? Was it this, or was it Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Because the ending to both of these is to both of those films are quite similar, where it just goes off the rails and just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Blazing Saddles, so good. Gene Wilder in this, Cleveland Little. Who else is in it? Slim Pickens, David Huddleston, Liam Dunn, Alex Karras, John Hillerman, George Firth, Claude Ennis Sturrett Jr. Also starring Mel Brooks, Harvey Korman, Madeline Kahn. Of course, Madeline Kahn. Madeline Kahn is a friggin' legend. And we have The Second Coming. This is the 2-part miniseries from ITV, starring Christopher Eccleston and Leslie Sharp. It was written by Russell T Davies. I don't know if this was before Doctor Who's return. When did Doctor Who return? 2004, 2005? This is from 2002. This is a really, really good miniseries about the second coming of Christ, but being from the mind of Russell T Davies it's a lot different. But yeah, really good. That's why I own this one. I'm not a Doctor Who fan, so I don't have any Doctor Who stuff. Well, I have Doctor Who and the Daleks Invasion 2089 or whatever it is. Full-Time Killer. Johnny Toe movie starring Andy Lau and Takashi Shamachi. Hong Kong DVD. It's alright. I've seen better Hong Kong movies, but Full-Time Killer is okay. Then we have All Cheerleaders Die from Lucky McKee, who directed May and The Woman and, was it Offspring? I can't remember. I can't remember. But this is a comedy horror movie. Yeah, it's okay. It's not the best of Lucky McKee stuff. Triangle, another film by Chris Smith, director of Creep and Severance. This is a really good sort of sci-fi horror time travel movie. Melissa George is really good in this. Who else is in this as well? Michael Dorman, Rachel Capani, Henry Nixon, Emma Lung, Liam Hemsworth is in this. Fucking hell. Chris Smith. What happened to Chris Smith? Where is he? Chris Smith, come back and make more awesome horror movies like Creep and Severance and Triangle. Then we have The Transporter, starring Jason Statham, Shuki, and Francois Berléand. It's The Transporter. It's Jason Statham's first action movie. It's fucking awesome. The film Triple X wishes it was. Yeah. California Man. Or if you're from the States, it's called Encino Man, but in the UK it's called California Man because us Brits are thick as shit, apparently, and don't know where Encino is. But yeah, California Man's great. Pauly Shore's in this. Sean Astin, Brendan Fraser, Megan Ward. Good movie. I love Pauly Shore, by the way. Black Death. Oh, look, it's a Christopher Smith movie from the director of Creep and Severance. This film is grim. Great movie. Sean Bean's fantastic in this. But, oof. Man, this is a dark, dark, brutal movie. I'm surprised it got a 15 certificate when you really think about how violent and just gruesome this film is. Sean Bean, Eddie Redmayne, John Lynch, Tim McInnery, Kimberly Nixon, Andy Nyman, Carice Van Houten, not Milhouse Van Houten. Yeah, just a cool, like, black age, well, middle ages, just great movie. Then we have Adrenaline, Fear the Rush, starring Christopher Lambert and Natasha Henstridge, directed by Albert Pune. This film's crap. Yeah, this film's absolute crap. Slightly better than some of the other ones, but it's not a good movie at all. And then we have Death Dream. This is the Blue Underground release of Bob Clark's sort of zombie movie, I guess you could say it's a zombie film. It's got makeup effects by Tom Savini in it. It's about a guy who comes home from Vietnam, but I think he's dead. But yeah, it's a weird ass movie, but it's a Bob Clark film, so it's great. Weird movie. Then we have Alone in the Dark, the non Uwe Boll version. This is the Martin Landau, Jack Palance and Donald Pleasance movie. Directed by Jack Shoulder, I believe. Jack Shoulder, yes. This is a good sort of slasher-ish movie. It's about... I'm not going to say what it's about, but yeah. Alone in the Dark, really good. Early 80s, sort of higher brow slasher-ish movie. And the last one in the wallet is The Underclassmen, starring Nick Cannon. I love this movie. I've seen this movie so many times. It's a comedy about upholding the law and disturbing the peace. So Nick Cannon plays a cop. He's like one of the youngest on the force. His dad was a cop, but he keeps fucking up. So he's sent undercover into high school because he looks quite young to find a drug ring where there's this drug that are causing students to go mental and kill themselves. It's a decent action film. There is a problem with this movie though. It does have a character in it played by, what's his name? I can't remember now. Johnny something. And he was in Sons of Anarchy. He was the one that went mad and I think killed his mum and his girlfriend. I can't remember his name now. This is in real life as well. But this is good. It's got Nick Cannon in it, Kelly Hu, Shawnee Smith. No, it's not. Sean Ashmore, not Shawnee Smith. Rosalind Sanchez, Hugh Bonneville, and Cheech. I really like this film. I think it should be seen by more people. It's a good action comedy. I'm not a fan of Nick Cannon at all. I just like this film. I think Nick Cannon's a bit of a big-headed prick, to be honest with you. But then that's just my opinion. Right, so the last ones in the cases, we have Full Contact, starring Simon Yam, Anthony Wong, Chow Yun-fat, and Anne Bridwater, directed by Ringo Lam. This film, this isn't the best quality DVD picture-wise. As you can see, the DVD I had, the DVD sleeve, it was huge, so I had to cut it down. So that's why the DVD bit's cut off on the side. But this is a badass movie. Like I said, the quality on the actual DVD is not great. But this has a... this is one of the first films to use the bullet cam, where they're having a shootout in a nightclub and they fire the guns and it follows the trajectory of the bullet towards the other person. It's very, very cool. But Chow Yun-fat is always a badass. And look, oh, it's Chow Yun-fat holding a Beretta. Bill Bailey, Tinselworm. Love Bill Bailey, one of my favourite stand-ups. What else we got? We have The Final Countdown with Martin Sheen and Kirk Douglas. This is a really cool movie. It makes a really good double bill with the Philadelphia Experiment, because it's about a warship that travels back through a wormhole in time to the Pearl Harbor attack. and it's up to the Mighty Sheen. Well, it's up to this like modern day battleship to maybe thwart and stop the attack on Pearl Harbor using like more modern technology or modern military weaponry. It's very cool. Mighty Sheen's in it. Kirk Douglas, Catherine Ross, James Farentino, Charles Durning, directed by Don Taylor. Yeah, really cool movie. Screenplay by David Ambrose and Jerry Davis. Story by Thomas Hunter and Peter Powell. Yeah, really cool movie. This is actually also in my Amazon Germany shopping basket for the Blu-ray. The really cool thing about this is a Boulevard Entertainment disc. And what they've actually done, and like, there's nothing fancy about the disc. That's what the disc looks like. It's just a white disc with the final countdown written on it. But what they've actually done is they've taken a HD remaster of the final countdown from the Anchor Bay restoration DVD from the States and whacked it on the disc. And this was put out for, I think it was $5.99 because it's a budget release from Boulevard Entertainment. And yeah, it's a budget release that has a full price transfer on it. It's crazy. Really cool fucking movie that is. Then we have 3 Days of the Condor. This is the Region 1 release. This is a great film, great conspiracy thriller with Robert Redford, Faye Dunaway, Cliff Robertson and Max von Sydow. Yeah, really cool film. I haven't watched this in a while, but I remember it being very, very cool. Music by Dave Grusin, who did the music for The Goonies. Directed by Sidney Pollack as well. Good movie. Really like 3 Days of the Condor. What else we got? This film's massively underrated. I don't know anyone else who knows about this film. It's called Run. It's got Patrick Dempsey and Kelly Preston in it. It's about a guy travelling across America to deliver a car, I believe it is. I don't know why I said that. I believe it has. I believe it is. But he witnesses a mafia killing or mafia assassination, and the rest of the movie is then him trying to outrun the mafia as they're trying to hunt him down. It's really, really good. And yeah, I don't know. No one really ever really talks about this. Like Patrick Dempsey is always either Can't Buy Me Love or Grey's Anatomy, but yeah, Run is a cracking little thriller. Who directed it? Directed by Jeff Burrows. It's got who's in it? I think it's Robert Loggia, but it's a really good, like solid thriller. So from what, 1991, I think it is. Hollywood Pictures. Yeah, cracking little movie, this one, that I wish more people knew about. But I picked it up out of curiosity because the cover looked pretty cool. I watched it and I was pleasantly surprised by how much fun and how good that was. Then we have Rock and Rule. I believe this is massively out of print now. This is a 2-disc collector's edition of the animated movie Rock and Rule, starring sort of mice, I guess. It's an 16:9 anamorphic widescreen remaster. I think this is from Nelvana. Oh no, it's MGM United Artists released the first ever adult rock animation. Soundtrack written by Debbie Harry, Lou Reed, Iggy Pop, Cheap Trick, and Earth, Wind and Fire. Yeah, this is so good. So this main character here is called Mock, M-O-K. And when I first watched this film, I wrote a review for it on my website, and just all I could think of while I was watching this was how much Mock reminded me of Mother Brain from Captain N, the Games Master, the cartoon from the late 80s. But damn, this is a cracking movie. Really good. I like to put this alongside things like Star Chase, the Legend of Orion, and the Last Unicorn, and Wizards and stuff like that. These are the sort of and even heavy metal. These are the punk animated movies of the 80s, and that weren't Disney. But yeah, rock and roll deserves its place because it is a really good film. And finally, we have RoboCop. Alex Murphy. Well, sorry. RoboCop Murphy. RoboCop Murphy. This is the Region 1 DVD of RoboCop from MGM. It's RoboCop. I'm not going to talk about RoboCop, but it has a really cool lenticular cover. So there we go. There we are. That is the completion of bag number 3. We are done. So part 9, bag number 3. I will at some point do the ones that are above me, but I have to get up there and sort them all out. Well, get them all down. And to be honest with you, it's a bit of a struggle at the moment because my TV is in the way. But I want to thank everyone for watching all the videos. Yes, I have got a mini update coming. There's not a lot. See these films on the floor by here, including The Departed? That's all my recent pickups. It's. I'll tell you what. I will do a video. There's not much there. There's 6, I think, or 7 in total. But thanks for watching the last few, well, all 8 parts of my DVD collection. I've really enjoyed, like I said in the last video, I really enjoyed going through my DVD collection. It was bringing back a lot of memories, showing me films that I forgot that I had. And there's so much more to go. So much more to go. So there's the bottom shelves of DVD corner that I need to do. There is the 1, 2, 3 shelves above the TV. There's the shelf on the bottom down there, which is all DVDs. And there are 4 boxes under the bed that are full of DVDs, and whatever's left in the cupboard and on top of the cupboard, plus some stuff that is downstairs as well. So yeah, I've been, I don't know how to show you this. I have been trying to catalogue all of my DVDs and Blu-rays via a spreadsheet on what's it called? Excel. So I'm currently, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to get rid of this. So I don't know if you can see, I've currently got all these here. I need to go through and do the years, but we've got, what have we got? We have title, year, format, genre, and then label stroke studio. But I've literally been doing this for an hour or so every night, just doing the stuff that is on the Blu-ray section at the moment. And we are currently on, let's have a look, where are we? We are currently on number 475, which is Captain America the Winter Soldier. And that is literally just doing them. I haven't done any of the shelving on this side yet. I've only done the stuff on that side, and I've done the stuff that is stacked on top. I was using CLZ Movies, but I recently cancelled that for the simple fact they sent me a message to say that the price for CLZ is going from £12, I think it was, which is what I paid, or £12.99 to £17.50, and I was just like, nah, I'm not going to use that anymore. I'll just do a spreadsheet on my own on Excel, which is what I'm doing. So yeah, cheers everyone, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, thanks for thumbs up, thanks for the comments, thanks for the views. If you like these videos, please give me a subscribe. Let's get the numbers up. I try and post as often as possible, but with a full-time job it's pretty difficult, and I'm really enjoying doing these DVD like collection videos. I know it's really sad that these are all in plastic sleeves. It broke my heart to be able to do it, because there is no way in hell I would be able to transport all of these DVDs. It's going to be difficult with the Blu-rays, but yeah, it broke my heart to put them in the plastic sleeves, but it's a means to an end. And yeah, so cheers everyone, thanks as usual, going to give you a salute. I'm going to throw up the peace sign. I'm going to say, cheers, I'm out. Thanks.